What is up, guys? Rick Hackers here, and I want to show you a video about how to get some of the easiest loot in the game. You'll be getting a ton of green and also blue that can be turned into purples, happened to me, engrams, and you are going to be getting them decently quickly. Now, there's two spots on Venus that have kind of been outed as great farming spots. The first one is you will go to this if you go to the very start of the Nexus Strike mission. If you click the Nexus Strike mission, you will spawn here. It's kind of an open courtyard area, and there is a downed ship in the middle of it. Now, you can also get to this area through simply going to the patrol mode on Venus and walking there in an exploratory mode, and then you could do it by yourself and not have to worry about sharing the drops with your party members. Now, the other spot is also on Venus and also involving the Nexus Strike mission. At the very end, when you're just about to fight the enemy, there's a part where like 20 enemies attack you at once, basic enemies. You can kill them extremely easily through rocket launchers, through super abilities, through grenades, and they have, again, an extremely high chance to be dropping loot, to which that if you farm it in about half an hour, you can expect 3, 4, 5 blue engrams, which is pretty much on par, most likely more than what you would expect if you were doing strike missions. And then once you've killed all the enemies, you just fall off the side. It takes 3 seconds. You have to be in a group of 3 to do this, because when you do a strike mission, it automatically matchmakes you with other people, and you obviously want the other people in your party to be on board with what you're doing. So your entire team just jumps off, dies, respawns, and you just kill the same group of enemies over and over again. Now, again, these methods have been kind of publicly available, but no one's talking about why they're good farming methods. And why they're good farming methods is kind of a bad thing about the game, in my opinion. Now, Bungie has decided that it doesn't matter how hard the enemy you fight is. They all have the same amount of chance to drop a loot item. So if you kill the most basic fallen drag, you're gonna have the same amount of chance of getting like a loot item than if you kill a fallen captain. You can decide if that's a good idea. I don't really like it, if you couldn't tell already, but it's in the game. There's not too much we can do about it. Now, the reason these farming methods are good and they're successful is that they're simply enemies. That's what you want. Like I said, you don't get a better chance of fighting harder enemies. What's the point of fighting harder enemies? You might as well try to fight the most basic and easy enemies you possibly can to get, just purely by numbers, the amount of loot drops you want. So, in any area where there's just a lot of very basic, easy to kill enemies, like these 2 areas I've shown you right now, you can just kill them over and over again, and you will get loot drops more often than not. Again, these methods actually worked. I was doing this earlier today, and I was definitely getting more blue engrams than I would doing the harder strike missions. Now, the downside of doing these and not doing the strike missions is that you get nothing but loot, and that's not really what you want. You want some of the rewards, like doing the weekly strike mission is going to give you strange coins. You can take the strange coins and actually exchange them for gold weapons. Not purples we're talking about here, gold. Also, getting Vanguard points is really important, because once you up your Vanguard points enough, you can then start buying legendary weapons and cool emblems and stuff. So this farming method is very effective, but I would advise don't spend your entire day doing it. There's more important things that you need to be doing, and yes, you're probably not going to be getting the sheer amount of loot you will be doing from these farming techniques, but you'll be getting more useful stuff. Like I said, Vanguard points is probably one of the most imperative things to get. Now, again, the reason why this works is there's sheer numbers. There's a few different locations around the Destiny universe that you can go and do this. One of the best ones that I encountered was during the first strike mission in old Russia. We were doing, I think, the level 20 version or whatever, and there's a part where just before you get into where the spawning is restricted, there's Hive and Fallen fighting each other. Now, every once in a while, a random event happens where a little text box will come up and say the 2 sides are fighting each other or something along those lines, and then just constant enemies, knights, wizards, just so many enemies will spawn. It is actually ridiculous, and we just started farming them because we were like level 23 at the time. We were just destroying them, and it was actually unbelievable. They were just all spawning in this one little room, and I was just constantly doing Fists of Havoc, because I would do Fists of Havoc, and then my party member would do Fists of Havoc and drop like 8 orbs. I would pick up the 8 orbs and do Fists of Havoc again, and we got so much loot because, again, sheer numbers. These 2 farming techniques, again, are successful, but be on the lookout. Any event in any part of the Destiny universe where there's simply a lot of guys is a good farming location. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this video is helpful. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And as always, have a good day.